So as we move ever closer to the new year, 2025, what I want to say is that even though we may be facing a grim situation if we have to deal with a second Trump administration, I encourage everyone to remain hopeful and to hang on to your optimism and to be patient because there are plenty of signals that this situation probably is not what it seems. And the reason is, in the astrological paradigm, is the Uranus cycle, which was definitely very active in 2024 through its unexpected, shocking surprises, such as back in the early summer period when there was an attempted hit on Trump. And then we had the candidate change, which was also definitely unexpected relative to the spring for sure. And the whole period took on this turbulent, topsy-turvy quality. The thing is, this cycle is not over. Uranus is an 84-year cycle. And in 2025, it spends the first part of the year in the late degrees of Taurus, which already will bring in some unexpected surprises because those late degrees of Taurus connected to the American moon position in late Aquarius. And even when it goes into Gemini from July to about November, it's very early Gemini, and that still connects it to the moon because the moon's position by precession is a little forward of where it was, the birth of the country, and also because when a planet is due to come back into those late degrees of Taurus, which it does late in the year, November, and into the following year, when you get even more surprises because it will station directly square that moon. So you can't just look at those surprises and say, well, all of them are going to be favorable to the GOP. Very unlikely. And remember that a separate cycle, which reflects where the country was in the 1860s during the Civil War, the Neptune cycle, which we're in now, going into 25, 26, 27. That was a very difficult period for the country, but the country emerged with a new direction, which, without being perfect, was definitely relatively good going forward from there. There's no reason to reject that view going forward from where we are now. Indeed, I've said in prior videos that when all is said and done, we need to maintain hope that the system will hold up. It is being tested a whole lot, there's no question. But to my mind, the key here is in the event that we have to deal with Trump and his shenanigans, then we look forward to the next election, which will be in 2026, the midterms. And aside from normal political gravity, those elections almost never favor the incumbent party. There are astrological indications that it's an election that is particularly hard for some of the players we currently think are important, such as Trump and Musk. But in the meantime, let me remind you again that in the case of Trump, I continue to think that he is much more at risk of a personal breakdown on the body-mind level due to his cycles than he is to some outside force or outside pattern taking him out, even though I would, of course, totally welcome that. I have no problem with that at all. I'd be very happy to see it. But it's the other thing, the thing around all these aspects from the planets that are moving around, challenging his natal planets in health patterns. So bottom line, I encourage everyone to remain hopeful and patient and just wait it out. And of course, there are people who want to do more than that in the sense of participating in activist activities or in anything election related, any kind of advocacy, that's always good. But if you can't or you don't want to do that, then the one key thing is, of course, to vote in every single election, and especially the federal elections. That's the most dispiriting part of all this, that I've heard a number of people saying, nah, we should just throw in the towel. There's no hope. There's no coming back. I honestly do not believe that at all. And I hope that I can convince you of that, because I strongly believe that we can come back from this. And if everyone stays together and continues to participate and vote, we are going to come back. All right. This now it definitely is, barring some unforeseen circumstance or uh, unusual inspiration that might come through. This is my final message for 2024. I wish everyone a very happy and prosperous 2025.